Hi everyone, thanks for coming to this week's Page Inc. webinar. Today we're going to be talking a lot about Facebook ads, and I know there's a lot of questions as to how effective they are, how to get started with them. So we're going to be talking about all of that stuff today and hopefully answering your questions. My name is Josh Allen. I'm one of the social media strategists here at Orange Soda. So I'll be going through these slides with you today and answering those questions. If you guys do have questions throughout the webinar, feel free to email those questions to pageincsupport@orangesoda.com. In the chat box, you should be able to see my chat to the entire audience, just reminding everyone to send questions to that email. And we'll get back to those questions shortly after the webinar. So to start out, we're going to talk about kind of the purpose of Facebook ads, and that is to connect businesses with the proper target market. So Facebook has, as we know, over 1 billion users now. So obviously, the largest social network in the world and on the internet, and I think it's now the largest or most visited website in the world as well. And obviously Facebook knows that, they're aware of that, so they've developed all the tools that we need to become successful advertisers on Facebook. So they excuse me, they offer an endless array of targeting options. And these targeting options are key in creating effective and engaging ads, so connecting with the right people. So first off, the first thing that we want to do when we create Facebook ads is nail down a target audience or our target market. So we want to answer questions like this: who are we selling the product to? What are their main likes and dislikes? How old are they? Where do they live? Are they married? Are they single? All those questions we want to really nail down and have answered. Once we do that, it's going to drastically improve the effectiveness of our Facebook ads. So you can see here I have this example. So let's just say that our target market or our target audience is 20 to 27-year-old. They are males. They're interested in technology, Apple, Android, all those tech companies. They live in the New England area and they're married. So that's just an example of how you can nail down who you want to advertise to. And again, doing so will provide more effective Facebook ads, and you'll be able to really design ads that are targeted to the right people and seen by the right people, and therefore provide you with the most return on investment. And a good example of this is Samsung. These stats are from an article that was written, I think, just in November, I believe, of 2012, just about how they were able to take a small budget and turn it into a huge return on investment. And when I see small budget, obviously $10 million for most companies is a ton of money, but for Samsung, that's probably just some pocket change for them. So anyways, what they did was they built up a fan base on Facebook and social media in general. They targeted very specifically with their Facebook ads, nail down who exactly they wanted to advertise, who they didn't want to advertise to. And then they timed their ad campaign perfectly. They knew exactly when they wanted it to start and when they wanted it to end. So they spent $10 million only in Facebook ads, and I believe they probably had other campaigns or other outlets of media where they spent money too, but $10 million of that went specifically to Facebook ads. And so what they earned is pretty incredible. So they stole a lot of limelight of the iPhone 5 release. It was the same time that Apple was coming out with the new iPhone 5, and so they were able to take a big portion of that audience and still some of the spotlight there. They created a huge conversation just with social media, got people talking about it, and from that $10 million that they spent in Facebook ads, they made $129 million in sales, and that was due entirely to Facebook advertising. So obviously, these are huge numbers, both what they spent and what they earned. And I know most of you that are watching this webinar or listening to this won't have the kind of budget that Samsung had. But this is a really good example of how effective Facebook ads can be if you target correctly, if you really use them as effectively as possible. Going along with this, I don't know how many of you were able to watch the Super Bowl, but obviously the Super Bowl is the biggest advertising holiday for any company. They get millions and millions and millions of views, so tons of people are able to see their new product or their company, their commercial. And nowadays, advertising for the Super Bowl is kind of changing, and we see a lot more companies are starting to do digital campaigns as well as the commercials. So you'll see that maybe a few days before or even a week before the Super Bowl, companies are releasing their big game ad or their Super Bowl ad, their commercial, and posting it on YouTube and saying, look at this or watch for this commercial during the Super Bowl, and sometimes they'll tie it into contests and stuff. I noticed that this year, a lot of the Facebook ads that I was seeing right around the time of the Super Bowl were for the same digital campaign across the board. So like Samsung, another great example, they had a few Super Bowl commercials that they aired for the next big thing. That was kind of their tagline for the campaign. And I was seeing ads on my Facebook targeted or also for that same campaign for the next big thing. And it was a video where I could watch their Super Bowl commercial right there in the Facebook ad. So a lot of companies are starting to do more digital campaigns, and they're using Facebook as a huge part of that. So just something to keep in mind, some kind of real life examples right there. So I want to answer some of your questions about what are the different Facebook ads, or what's most effective, how do I create them, stuff like that. So I want to run through the different types of Facebook ads real quick. So first of all, the very most basic ad that you can run on Facebook are the traditional Facebook ads. You see these just to the left, or excuse me, to the right of your news feed. When you first log into Facebook, you have your news feed right there with posts from all your different friends and companies that you follow. And then on the right side, just right of that, you see these different ads. You can see some examples that I pulled from my own Facebook right here. So we've got Microsoft, Exchange Online, Oakley. These are very basic ads, usually with an image and a very short character limit, and that's about it. You can link these to any website, I believe, so it doesn't have to be any page on Facebook. It can be linked to any URL. So with this, we obviously want to use these and deliver these ads to the people who are most likely to find it useful. So again, with the targeting options, we want to really nail down who we want to see this ad. So as this example, excuse me, it says, for example, you might see an ad for a local gym if you live nearby, are a certain age, and like running. So let's say Gold's Gym wanted to advertise, and they wanted to advertise to people who like running or like weightlifting, live within a certain radius of the city, and are between the ages of 18 and 25, something like that. That's how they would use these traditional Facebook ads, and then the ads would show up right there in between the news feed and the chat. So that's what the traditional Facebook ads are. Very similar to those traditional Facebook ads are the sponsored stories, and a lot of the times you'll see these mixed in with traditional Facebook ads, and a lot of the times you won't really be able to tell the difference. The easiest way to spot them right off the bat is they'll be under this little section with a headline that says sponsored. And that's really the easiest way to tell if it's a sponsored story. But basically, these are ads that already qualify to be in your news feed, or they're already eligible to be seen in your news feed. So a lot of the times it's stuff that friends like, or stuff, maybe pages that you like already, but that page is advertising for a larger campaign, a digital campaign, kind of the Samsung example we were talking about. So you can see here, I have a few friends who like Gangster Squad, and so that's why it's showing up as a sponsored story, because my friends want to see that movie. Same thing with Red Bull. It's a page I like, and so their ads are showing up in my news feed, kind of to keep me updated as a fan of them, and to kind of drive action on my end. So a business pays to sponsor these regular stories to increase the chances that you'll notice it. So again, it's kind of to remind people that are already fans, or people that are already in your audience. So sponsored stories have been seen as many as Facebook's most effective form of advertising. So if you're gonna start out with any Facebook advertising, I would recommend definitely starting with sponsored stories, and the reason is because it's stories and ads that are already eligible to be in a person's newsfeed, so they're already more likely to look at it because it's something that they usually would. So keep that in mind. It's definitely a very effective form of advertising on Facebook. The next one is, the next couple that I'm going to talk about are kind of some of the lesser known forms of Facebook advertising. This one is sponsored results. Now these are ads that you will see when you're using the Facebook search bar. So you can see this example I have where in the search bar I typed in games, and there are two sponsored apps that show up. This Double Down Casino and Bingo Blitz. Those are two sponsored apps, and this is pretty cool because it still gives you the ability to target what people or target specific people, like what they like, related apps, pages and places, stuff like that. So you have a lot of ability there. It's very flexible, so you get to excuse me. You get to customize your landing destination, so what URL people are being taken to, or even what specific app or tab that's on your Facebook page. There are going to be some questions as Facebook moves to graph search. And if you aren't familiar with graph search, I'll show you that to you in just a second. But basically, it's a new type of search bar that Facebook has come up with, and will be rolling out pretty soon to everyone. I know currently with graph search, sponsored results are still showing up, and I can still see them when I search for stuff like games and restaurants, for example. But I don't know how much of that will change, and Facebook hasn't really come out and said anything about that. So let me pull that up for you actually, so you can see what graph search is like. So you should be looking at my Facebook page right now, just my personal profile. Up here is the Facebook graph search. So you can see I typed in restaurants my friends like. So if I click on that, it will come up with a list of all the restaurants in nearby locations that my Facebook friends have liked. So pages that my Facebook friends have liked. So it's kind of cool. Again, sponsored stories are showing up. I've seen some. As you can see here, I typed in games. You can see that this Double Down Casino Slots and Poker is a sponsored game, and Farmville 2 is a sponsored game. So we're still seeing sponsored ads in the search there. My guess is we will continue to see that. I don't think Facebook will take that away. So we will see what changes there. Let me get back to my screen. All right. Sorry, it looks like we're having a bit of trouble with what screen is showing up. Looks like it's frozen on Facebook right now. Sorry about that. Hopefully it will fix it itself. I have the right screen selected. So as we move on, the next one we'll talk about are promoted posts. So these are posts that pages will they'll post on their Facebook timeline, and then they can pay a certain amount of money to have that post kind of sent out to more people on Facebook. So basically, more people than just those that are following their Facebook page will see that post, and you can pay. I think they're in $5 increments, and basically, the more money you pay, the more people will be able to see it. So you can see this example over here. Luke's Lobster, they posted this image and said, we're going to claw our way to the top at Tasting Table's annual Lobster Roll Rumble on July 7th. I think that's July. And And then you can see in the bottom right corner, it says it was promoted for $15. So with this, you have the ability to promote photos, videos, offers that you post on your Facebook wall, events, questions. So you're really able to promote a lot of different types of posts. Basically, anything you post on Facebook as your business, you're now able to promote. And the reason for this is because every business has different goals, and Facebook has made it possible so that that companies can more easily attain those goals by promoting specific posts from their business page. So, you know, everyone wants to promote something different, and Facebook understands that, and so they've added this. Like all advertising methods on Facebook, you do have the ability to add targeting options, and you are able to see real-time analytics. So we've had a few clients here at Orange Soda decide to create some of these on their own, and they've played around with them a bit, and from the people that have created these promoted posts, we've seen a lot of success. Again, Facebook ads aren't something that Orange Soda currently offers, and they aren't currently part of the paging offering. So over here, that's not really something that we do for our clients. But you know, we do recommend you as the business owners and as the social media strategist there at your own companies, we do recommend that you take advantage of these as best as you can. So, and again, from the people that have tried these out on their own end, we've seen some wonderful success. And then last are the Facebook mobile ads, and obviously the mobile market is booming and becoming a huge part of digital media and digital advertising. And currently, mobile ads represent about 23% of Facebook's advertising revenue. So that's a big portion, and that percentage is going to continue to increase with more and more mobile devices that people have. That is just going to get bigger, and Facebook is making a huge push to move a lot of advertising to mobile devices. So with this is kind of interesting. With mobile ads, Facebook has doubled its mobile ad revenue from the previous quarter. So they've this last quarter they've made a huge push to really increase the ads we see on mobile. And I believe sponsored stories are the main form of mobile advertising currently. That's probably something that we'll see be built out later. But currently, these sponsored stories on your mobile devices will show in your news feed. They'll show as promoted posts or sponsored posts, basically. And then you'll be able to click on them, and it will take you to another landing page. So what's next? We don't really know exactly what Facebook is going to roll out in the coming months. Surely they're going to be rolling out some more Facebook or advertising options and methods. It seems like every month they're rolling out something new. Probably some things that we can expect though are Facebook is a Facebook display network, kind of similar to Google and their pay-per-click display network. Basically, what it is even if you're not on Facebook, let's say you're on, I don't know, we'll use ESPN as an example. So if you're on ESPN, Facebook may decide that they want some of their ads to show up on ESPN, so they might build out a display network. So next time you visit ESPN, you'll see some targeted Facebook ads on that ESPN webpage. They've done a lot of testing with this with Zynga.com. Zynga's like a big partner with Facebook, and obviously they're a huge gaming website. And I think currently Facebook ads do show up on Zynga.com. So they've been testing it with them for a while, and they will probably roll it out pretty soon, I would say. And then I think we can also expect more enhanced mobile ads coming. We talked about this just a little bit, but currently we're really only seeing sponsored stories show up in the news feed on mobile devices. We aren't really seeing anything else. I can bet that Facebook wants to change that and wants more ads to come out on mobile devices, since mobile devices are so popular and basically everyone has one. So last, I really wanted to talk about how you as a business and a business owner can use this information. Really, you got to find what works for you. Everyone's target market is going to be different, so it's really kind of hard to say, what exactly will work for you and your company. That's really something that you need to test out and experiment with and really find out on your own. So be sure to get out there and research some competitors, find similar companies. A great way to experiment and to see what will really work is A/B testing. And what that is basically taking two versions of an ad, putting them up against each other, so running them for the same amount of time and during the same time period, and see which performs better. If you're seeing better results from the first ad, then change the second ad to be more similar to that first ad, and continually A/B test the different types of ads. Maybe you're seeing that traditional Facebook ads work better for you, or maybe you're seeing that promoted posts work the best for you as opposed to sponsored stories. So really test them out and see where you're getting the most return on investment. And then stick with what works, and then drop what doesn't. Don't be afraid to say, okay, I don't think we should use traditional Facebook ads right now because they haven't been working. That's okay. You know what works best for your company, so stick with that. And if you have any questions about Facebook advertising, or building your audience on Facebook or in social media in general, you can always email us here at PageInc. So again, our email is pageincsupport@orangesoda.com. As you can see here down at the bottom of this slide, and most of the slides throughout this webinar, I have the excuse me, the website for Facebook Help Center. They've got some wonderful resources to help you find answers to your questions as well. So definitely use that as a resource. And again, if you have any other questions, feel free to email us. Thanks for coming to this week's webinar, guys. Next week, we're going to be talking about Facebook contests and how to run effective Facebook contests and really gain something out of them. So look forward to next week, guys, and hope you have a good weekend. Thanks.